welcome to In the Rising podcast. My name is Bettina Brown, and I'm the host of the show, as well as a person really excited to talk about living a life that's in alignment with your hopes, your dreams, and your goals. Basically wringing life out to just get every drop of joy possible, turning your back on things that are full of shame and blame and do nothing for you in the long run. And my guest today is Chancellor Jackson, and he has taken a moment, or several moments, several days, 14 to be exact, of something that can be seen as shameful and negative, and he transformed the rest of his life and opened up a life and world of possibilities through that. So I'm really excited for you to hear what Chancellor Jackson has to share today. So thank you, Chancellor, for being here today on In the Rising podcast, because you have a story to unpack for sure.
Yeah. It's been a journey. It's been a journey for sure. But you know what I'm saying? A lot was gained from it. You know what I mean? Despite how dark or crazy or scary it may seem, it's very enlightening. It's a very enlightening journey. A lot of self-discovery, learn a lot about a culture that most people have no knowledge of entirely, you know what I mean? And get a dose of spirituality. Man, it's like a jack of all trades, honestly. That's why I went number one in so many different genres, just because it's suspenseful, it's mysterious, it's dramatic, you know what I'm saying? It's scary at times. It's funny at times, you know what I'm saying? Because of my sense of humor. It's just a road. It was based on travel as well. You know what I mean? Being in a different country. So it's a very, very, very great story, as well as it is a great read. You know what I mean?
So we're going to start with the title, 14 Days in Beijing.
Yeah.
What were you doing in Beijing in the first place?
So I landed my first job in China after I graduated from college in 2018. I was teaching English to children as young as 3 years old all the way up to 14. And I entered Beijing on October 10th, 2018. So that's how I ended up out there. That was out there. Yeah.
And I have spoken to another teacher actually who was writing books about how to teach overseas. And so was this something that was even on your radar, like you would want to leave? No?
Absolutely not. It's crazy just how I even just came across the application to, you know what I'm saying, to apply. I graduated, once my football career was over in November 2017, so it's my senior year of college. Season just ended. I know I ain't going to the NFL. I ain't even trying to go. So I immediately started applying for jobs. I was mainly applying for corporate positions, sales, marketing, management, you know what I'm saying, that field. And I was applying, getting interviews, getting flown out, put in hotels, the whole nine, for about 8 months straight of this process. And I just kept getting told no. Mm-hmm. So here it is. I done graduated. I'm back home, driving Uber. And I'm just like, bro, nah, I ain't go through all of that. You know what I'm saying? 4 years of school, doing everything, quote unquote, the textbook the right way for me to just be sitting here with, you know what I'm saying, nothing going on essentially. So I took a reapproach to my job search, and I'm like, okay, clearly corporate isn't for you, because we've been at this for quite some time now, and the result has been the same. So let's look into something different. And I just broadened my search engine to globally instead of just domestically. Mm-hmm. And just that small tweak, that one filter, that, you know what I'm saying, that's when I came across, teach English in China. Sound interesting. Basic requirements, nothing, you know what I'm saying? Easy process to apply. All you got to do is submit a resume. So, I'll do that. Applied. 2 weeks later, I ended up getting a job. So after all this time, getting told no, first job tell me yes on the other side of the world. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So you packed up and you went over. How did your family and friends take you? I mean, it's one thing to work in another state, like to really go literally on the other side of the planet, and then China.
Yeah.
What did they say?
I mean, the recruiter gave me 5 days to give them a decision. because they knew it was big. You know what I mean? You can move to the other side of the world. So it just gave you a good enough amount of time to really rest on it and, you know what I'm saying, tap in with your family and friends and, you know what I'm saying, make sure it's a great decision for you. But I was already sold on it as soon as they say, yeah, we want to move forward with you as a candidate. I was already sold on it, but I'm like, it is a big decision. So let me tap in with the tribe and see what the tribe got to say. I got a green light from everybody. Everybody's like, yeah, do that. I was like, oh, yeah, we lit. Here we come. China, here we come. And China's always been an interest in mine. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was a kid. In the introduction of my book, I talk about being at the having breakfast with my family one Saturday morning. It was me, my mom, my little brother. I'm like 7 or 8 years old. And she asked my brother and I, she said, what's 3 places in the world y'all want to go? And I make sure that we go. First place out of my mouth, China. She like, why China? So that's where everything is made. That's the only reason I had as, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what, because I literally, you look on the back of any product made in China. So I just, as a, you know what I'm saying, just where I was, I'm like, why is everything made in one place? Like, what does China got going? Like, what they got going on over there? Like, they own something for everything to be made from this one place. So I was always interested in China, at, you know what I'm saying, since a young age, just because of that aspect. So this is crazy. As time progressed, you know what I mean, it really manifested. So yeah, it was just, I feel like it was truly written for me to embark on a journey. So it really wasn't no fear or no, you know what I'm saying, animosity or it was like, you got to do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, everyone has a different word for it, but, you know, bigger universe, God has a sense of humor too. You want to go, wait a few years, but we'll go.
No, definitely. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's the power of manifestation, though. You know what I'm saying? Seeing something before you physically see it. You know what I'm saying? You got to envision it, got to speak on it, write it, whatever. You know what I mean? And then, man, you'd be surprised.
So you pack your stuff, you go to China, you're flying over there. Are you having any reservations at that time?
Not at all. Well, technically, I had a layover flight in Seattle for about 4.5 hours. So with cannabis being recreational in Seattle, I went to the closest dispensary, got high out of my mind. So I was high a vast majority of the flight going into China. So I was just calm, cool, and collected. Yeah. But I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm very adventurous, spontaneous, and optimistic. So I was really excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is going to be the journey and the experience. It's going to be a huge adventure. Yeah. Huge adventure. I'm finna literally be in a completely different world for a calendar year. And I already know when everything's said and done, I'm going to benefit from this in some form or fashion. Mm-hmm. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying, what it's going to be like when it's all said and done, but I know I'm going to benefit from this experience and this journey. So I was just excited, you know what I'm saying, definitely just to be immersed in something different.
Right. So you land, and then tell us like what happened. You just start speaking English to some kids. Like what is your process?
So I get there, they put me, I'm coming with a recruiting class. So it's like 28 of us. Mm-hmm. They put us all up in a hotel for 2 weeks as we go through training, and we're supposed to find housing, our apartments that we're going to live in once we've, you know what I'm saying, graduate training and move to our actual centers and stuff like that. So found an apartment on the east side of Beijing, the business district. So I'm in the area of folks that got money. It was beautiful too, very, very beautiful. And I started working in my center and slowly got acclimated into running lessons and then eventually running my own classes or just co-teaching with other teachers, and then slowly getting my own classes, and then, you know what I mean, just working my way up. They really literally spoon-fed me. They really walked me into it versus some of my peers that was, man, as soon as they got out of basic training, they was just thrown into the fire, like, you know what I mean? So their experience wasn't as pleasurable, I would say, like mine was. So work was a vibe. And the kids were amazing. Kids, you know what I'm saying, energy off the wall. You know what I mean? Kids are kids no matter where you are in the world. Mm-hmm. But they definitely made the job worthwhile for sure. We always had a blast in class. Yeah, I mainly hung out with foreigners for the most part. Yeah, I mainly hung out with foreigners. So I really didn't have to speak Mandarin that much unless I'm trying to buy something or, you know what I mean? I'm just out in the actual field, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, China was absolutely amazing, man. Just going on different, exploring China. I'm in a different world. I'm not from here. I don't have any family members here, no friends. So everything's going to be brand new, and everything's going to be a challenge. Just because I don't look like these people. I don't speak their language. So it was just it was a thrill for me. I had a blast. You know what I'm saying? Just exploring Beijing, meeting different people. Man, it was amazing. Going to clubs. Clubs is fire. Clubs lit out there. You know what I mean? So like first, I only did 6 months total before I got locked up. Well, yes, 6 months total before I got locked up. So man, prior to the last 14 days, China was absolutely amazing. The best experience I've ever experienced. And I highly recommend everybody live abroad at one point in time in their life. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend it. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. You ain't got nothing to hold you back either. Oh man.
Gone. Get going.
Yeah.
So you're here, you're enjoying it, you're still young, you know, like you're just soaking it all in, you're having the good time, but you're also doing something meaningful for these children to help them. You know, it's different when you learn a language from a person that speaks that language all day, all night versus in school. Yeah. But then definitely. You have something happen towards the end of your stay. So describe that.
So pretty much April 4th, 2019, chapter 1, day 1. It's day off. It's a Thursday, which is a day off for me. So I got an event I planned in the afternoon to attend with coworkers and friends. Just go through my typical morning routine. Before I start getting ready to head to the event, I'm a pregame before I go. So I'm in an apartment by myself, just vibing out to my music, drinking some Chinese liquor, smoking some cannabis at my little silver pipe. Once I finish getting faded, start getting dressed. All right. Now I'm just making sure I got everything before I go. Head knocking on the door, look through the peephole. It's 3 officers from the Beijing police. So open the door, they come in, question me about drugs. I'm sitting there playing fool like I don't know what they're talking about. And the drug tested me right there on the spot. I failed the drug test, of course. They found my stash, and then, you know what I'm saying, they throw the cuffs on me and go to one precinct for a little bit. I'm not really doing nothing. They just sit me down in the waiting room. Then after we leave this first precinct, we go to another precinct. This one's a lot bigger, and I'm housed here for 14 hours. They do conduct my official interrogation, which is dramatic within the book because they lock me into this metal chair that locks your legs, like your shins, waist, chest, and arms all into one place like this here. So I'm doing my whole interrogation locked into this metal chair. Only thing I can move is my head. Mm. But I'm still high while all this is going on. So I'm still calm, cool, and collected. After that, throw me back into the holding cell for the remainder of time. Hours pass. They get me from the holding cell, take me to the lobby, give my clothes, let me get dressed. So, okay, I'm thinking everything that worked out. They can let me go, get dressed. They take me to the evidence room. The rest of the cannabis that was confiscated, they weigh it up in front of me. I had 1.4 grams. 1.4, we talking units of measurement, 1.4 grams of anything. It's not a lot. So it's not a lot. I don't have a lot. And I didn't have a lot of in my possession. But document everything, put it on paper, have me sign and thumbprint it, get back in the van. I have nobody explained anything to me this entire time. Once the cuffs was on me and the interrogations was done, that was all communication I received after that. So I have no clue what's going on. I'm just following orders. So here we in this van. I don't know where we going. Time passes. We arrive at the actual jail. Go through the nurse office. Go through the typical physical. Give me my uniform. Have me change clothes. Put my stuff up in the storage room. Gave me a plastic bowl and a plastic spoon, and walked me to cell 209, where I was housed for 14 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 people to one cell, 9 wooden beds.
So a few blessed beds.
So, and how I describe it in the book is like, you know what I'm saying? Imagine think back when you was a kid and you had like a little sleepover or slumber party with your friends or your cousins or something. It ain't a lot of space for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You have to make room.
Yeah.
Imagine that to a random grown man.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you the only foreigner in that group?
For the first 3 days, I was the only foreigner in the cell, only English speaker. So I'm in the cell with 14 other Chinese men, none of which I can speak to. So a lot of the first 3 chapters, which are the first 3 days, I'm just completely in my head, completely in my head. Chapter 4, day 4, I moved to another cell, and that's when I'm immersed with 2 English speakers. And that's when it's really a shift within the whole story, because now all the questions and just anxiety that's been built up, now it can start to get relieved, and we can start getting answers to how this process works. Because here I am, I'm just locked up. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Nobody knows I'm here. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's not looking good for me right about now. But now I'm in a cell with other English speakers who have an understanding of the rules, who know the rules of the jail, who knows how this process works. So now it's okay. I can get an idea of how this thing gonna play out, but still, I have no clue how long I'm going to be here. I never receive